Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Maroon.
Yeah, Patty.
Yeah. What's up, boys?
How you doing, brother? Do you know much about college sports? Did you catch the tail end of what we were talking about there? It's chaos there, brother.
I don't know nothing about college football. I watch it a little bit because I'm a big fan of football, but I don't know nothing about what's going on with the seeding and all that stuff. So seems like it's a headache.
Yeah, quite a headache, I think is a good way to describe it. And then it's not just the seedings, it's NIL. There's a bunch of money coming out of pockets that nobody knows. And teams are, it is chaos, but the sport itself is wonderful, as is the sport that you obviously played and still play at a very high level. Patty, let's talk about tonight. Do we think Connor McJesus and the boys punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals? You think Otter stands on his head tonight? Gumpy seemingly believes that the Stars tonight are a lock. What are your thoughts on tonight's game? What should we be looking for, Pat?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think Dallas takes Game 5 tonight. I think, we do. With Connor and Leon, I know Hyman just got hurt. That's a big loss for Edmonton, so they got to fill some holes there, and they've been doing a great job with depth. But I think Otter's got the net tonight. I think Dallas steals Game 6. They've been playing great. I thought dominated the first period in Game 4, but Edmonton comes out of the first period up 2-1. But Edmonton is playing a sound game hockey right now. They're playing stingy hockey, so you never know, though. It seems like they're playing great hockey on the road, but the one thing I'm concerned about with Edmonton right now, their power play on the road hasn't been that good.
Okay, so I might have misheard you, but I think you just said Dallas wins this one, steals Game 6. You think this is going 7-game series. Is that good for the Panthers or not good for the Panthers at this stage to have the amount of rest that they're going to have? Seemingly good, right? But I guess the convo goes both ways.
Yeah, it does. I think Florida with some rest, you can see Reinhardt and got hurt. He got pretty banged up. There's some guys banged up in Florida against the Carolina series, so I think West is a weapon right now for them. It would be fun to see the rematch. So I got some guys and friends over in Edmonton right now that I'd love to see a Stanley Cup. So I think the rematch will be great for the game.
Go ahead, AJ.
Speaking of that rematch, let's say Edmonton closes this thing out, and we see a rematch. What? For Edmonton fans, what do you think is going to be the plan for this team? I guess if you're watching Edmonton, how is this going to be different than last year? What can Edmonton do to find a way to beat the Panthers in the finals if they get there?
I think one for me, going through that tough loss. Florida was the year before, going through that tough loss, losing Kachuk, their key players, losing to Vegas. But I think they're experienced now. They have more experience. They have more depth. I think, for me, they're a well-rounded team more. They're not just relying on Connor and Leon to do all the dirty work. So I think for Edmonton to, close out this series and go against Florida. Florida plays a simple brand of hockey. It's north-south, get it out, get it in, back down your throat kind of hockey. So they have to stay patient. Florida's going to stay patient through a 7-game series. They're not going to be doing anything crazy. They're going to be stingy. So Edmonton's got to be careful, managing the puck, doing the little things that's going to make them effective. So, I want to see the matchup because I like some guys over in Edmonton, and I hope they can have an opportunity, get that Stanley Cup over their shoulders. So it's going to be a hard series for them, both teams. It just seems like Florida right now is a well-rounded oil machine, and they just don't quit. No matter who's in their lineup or who's hurt, they find ways to get it done. And it's not a pretty brand of hockey. It's just simple brand. So it's going to be hard to beat them.
Yeah, and Gumpy back there saying, yeah, keep talking about the Oilers. Yeah, the Oilers. He thinks the Stars about to mount a comeback. Don't you think, Gump? It's not dead. They're not dead yet.
Just need Rantanen to turn into Superman again and Stu Skin to go back to. Stu Skin really is.
Stu Skin's on a little bit of a heater
right
now.
He's on a heater. We can't beat him.
You can see the puck. Hey, you went to 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals, obviously won them. The Panthers now 3 straight. They're looking to go back-to-back. Wear and tear at this stage, everybody's tired? Is that just kind of the thought? Or is 3 extended seasons something that can catch up to everybody?
Yeah, you need bounces too. You're going to be tired at times, but I think when you go through these deep runs, the most importantly thing, everyone's kind of healthy. You'll have wear and tear on your body, but the more you keep competing, they got some, like I said before on the show, they got some new pieces at the deadline. They're kind of amping them up a little bit. Bring some energy back in that locker room. And when we went back in Tampa for our third straight and we lost to Colorado, we just ran right into injuries. You know, we lost Braden Point, we lost Anthony Cirelli, but eventually it's going to catch up to you. But it seems like Florida right now is just, they're all healthy. They're running gun right now. They're playing great hockey. They have their goaltender, which is the most important thing. You need a goaltender to move forward, and he's stepping up when he needs to. But they're a well-ordered machine, like I said before. I mean, it seems like they just don't give up. They're dogs. They're like dogs on a bone right now, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, and Bob's a dog as well, and in between the pipes, obviously. They're ready and excited to win another one. They bring a guy in midseason who has championship pedigree and seemingly fits them perfectly. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Patty, Brad Marchand has fit right in with the boys on the ice and off the ice. It feels like I've seen the new tradition now where after every win, they're just shooting rats at Marshy, Kachuk, and Barkey. They're doing it. Is that something that just happens every long playoff run? And I know hockey players are very superstitious. Is this something that just is something that's a part of the hockey culture?
I would say it's part of the hockey culture, and everyone's superstitious in hockey, especially during the playoff run, especially when you go on a deep run. You'll find things like that, that Marshy. He's a big goofball, man. He's a great guy, and this is the shit he does. So, for me, I think it's all superstitious, especially when you keep rolling in the playoffs. Everyone's got a weird routine. They probably have something with another player or multiple players. So hockey players dive deep into that superstition thing during a long, deep run. We're some weirdos, that's for sure.
Yeah. Feels like you guys are around each other a lot. You know, have to get along. Feels like that team certainly does that. What a tradition, just getting rats kind of just rattled off at you.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 pow. Let's get out of here. What a great group. What a tough group. I mean, legit, an absolute tough group. They just had their way with the Canes. Canes had one game there where they played how we thought they were going to play. Everything else was kind of a disaster. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Big Rig. It feels like it's the same, story with the Canes every year. Brendan Moore and them have a great regular season. This year was kind of weird with the whole Rantanen trade, but how do they get over the hump? It's hard to make changes to a team when you go to the conference finals, but they've lost, I forget what it was, 1-16 in their last few conference finals. How can a team get over the hump? How kind of devastating is it to lose like this again, especially when it comes to the Florida Panthers? And are they strictly going to build their team now to compete with Florida, or what do they do this offseason to maybe make a real run at the Stanley Cup next year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is what Florida had and what Tampa, Vegas, they're just bigger, stronger, they're fast, they're heavy, in your face. It's kind of that prick mentality, always in your face. And it just seems like Carolina doesn't really have that pushback that a lot of teams do. And that's what they've been running into trouble with, the last couple of years in the conference finals. They don't have that. I don't know. It seems to me they have to add those gamers, those game changers that can push them over the edge. It seems like they don't have that right now. They don't have any dogs that really get them where they need to be. I don't know if it's on the coaching staff or it's, to me, do they need to change their system up, their D zone up, because they do play a man-on-man situation, as you can see. Olaf's got him right there, and then Robinson kind of cheats. So they're playing a man-on-man situation there. So when you have that, that's his guy, and then all of a sudden a breakdown happens, and then it's in the back of your net, right? So maybe they have to change that up a little bit because they can get eat up a lot on that. Man-on-man teams you can kind of create some offense with that. So, but I think just more depth, more toughness, they can create more. They have the zone time, they have the shot volume, but I think guys that can hold on to the puck, guys that can change the game a little bit, change the series of a game too. So it's going to be an interesting offseason for them.
Yeah, you talk to people down there in Florida, they think they're the state of hockey. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Patty, are you kind of surprised when you look at the success that the Lightning had, and then now obviously the Panthers? Like, we saw the Panthers have a beautiful new facility, no state income tax in Florida. Like, is it kind of crazy that Florida has kind of become the epicenter of the hockey world? And do you anticipate that it's going to stay like this for a while?
Yeah, I mean, the no state income tax is obviously a game changer for a lot of players now in the NHL. obviously Vegas and now Florida, and now Florida's going back, and you can probably get some guys on a nice deal, but wherever, if they're going to Toronto and they're making $12 million, they might as well just take 8 in Florida. So I think Florida's going to be the new hotbed, especially in the NHL. Everyone's going to want to play in Fort Lauderdale or Sunrise, Florida. Everyone's going to want to come to Tampa. It's great living. Families, you can raise families there. So, and look at what they're doing now. I mean, look what the Panthers are doing. Look what Tampa did. I mean, it's just everyone wants to be a part of it now, and especially winning cultures. I think what you build in a locker room is the biggest thing for me. I think everyone's building that now, and everyone's seeing it. And everyone's kind of got away from the toughness, and Florida went back to it, and now look what they're doing.
Hey.
So it's just a weird thing now. Some team wins the Stanley Cup, it's speed, speed, speed. And then when a team wins with toughness and grinders and guys that just are dogs, then it goes back to it. So it's like it's a weird situation on that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, because the Pittsburgh Penguins are in a spot right now where we got to flip our entire team. Can you flip a culture? Can you get a culture back? Like, obviously Tampa was able to do it quickly, and then the stat about them going to 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals, being a team that hadn't made it for the 25 years prior. Like, you said culture in hockey, with the way the contracts are set up and the way free agency is kind of limited and the way the draft is and everything like that. Is it easy to just flip a culture? How does that go about happening, you think, as somebody that's been around a lot of great hockey cultures?
I mean, no, it's not. You're not going to switch or flip like that. I mean, it's going to be hard for them because, to me, it takes time. It takes time. It takes pieces. It takes key guys that maybe won before, kind of can set the standard to everyone else that they're around. And it also starts with good guys, good teammates. You don't want any bad apples in your locker room either. You want to weed those guys out that are probably distracting your locker room and that guys are probably annoyed with. So you want to try to find – there's a fine line with that. So to me, you got to continue way. Like with Pittsburgh, they got a culture. They got the best player, Sidney Crosby. They got Malkin. They got Letang. They got the pieces to kind of – pass the torch here in the next, hopefully, 5 years. Hopefully Crosby plays for a long time and Malkin and all those guys, but they already have a culture there. They already know what they built on. Crosby's won 3, so they have it. It's just now working in and entering the pieces that are going to fit their culture and, perform on the ice. But culture takes a long time because you lose people, you lose free agents, and then you have to build it back up again. And it seems like, to me, the teams that are hanging on and doing the most are the guys that just hang around their teams the most and not going to free agency, signing with the team that they're just with. So, and that's how you continue to build this thing. And that's why Pittsburgh was so good. And then you just kind of add the pieces that you need that are going to get you over the hump.
Yeah, when you think of the Florida Panthers, you just think, that's their culture.
Yeah,
and then they get Marchand in there. And then for your Tampa Bay team, the run you guys had, thought the same thing. It's like, hey, they're big, they're fast. Whenever you have a culture that's nationally recognized, I think that's what you're shooting for.
Yeah.
Especially for a good one, not an ass one.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to be known for an ass culture. That's not good at all. You talked about Florida with no state income tax being quite a treat. And Kachuk told us it's nice to go golf too. I mean, just got a beach here too. I go to the beach, got the whole thing. I'm like, maybe you're going to get too soft. Don't worry about that. We're hockey players. We'll be able to handle it all. How's that heat though? Tampa was 1,000 degrees. Tampa was 1,000 degrees this past weekend. You guys just hibernate inside. How do you deal with that as a new Florida man? Legitimately.
I'm on my patio right now, sweating my, what off right now.
Oh no, I don't know what you're sweating off.
I'm dying. I might go jump in the pool right now. But I think with Florida too, we saw them driving their golf carts to the practice rink. It's just fun living. We have golf carts here. We all live on this island where you can drive around the golf carts, and there's restaurants, and there's bars, there's everything around. So
we live there too. We lived on that island as well. Yeah, we know.
It's just easy living. And I think that's what attracts players too. You know what I mean? Families with kids and school districts. It just obviously state income tax. You're making more money, but I think, that's what it's just easy living for them. And you can see that they're having fun driving their golf cart to work every day. You got to be enjoying life a little bit with that, no?
Yeah, you would think the elbow room would do too much damage to a team. but instead it's somehow empowering these boys. I don't know what that's all about. Connor,
The elbow room.
yeah, what a place. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Big Rig. You mentioned having friends on Edmonton and Corey Perry. I think you played with in Tampa when you were trying to three-peat. I'm not sure how many straight, but if he doesn't win the Stanley Cup this year, do you think the NHL will just carve a ring in his name because it feels like he's never going to quit until he wins one, and it feels like every single year he's losing the Stanley Cup final in devastating fashion?
I know that's the one person I got the chance to, as a rookie, get to play with him in Anaheim, and just a true competitor. A guy loves the game of hockey, treats his body like a temple, and he's still playing at a high level at 40 years old, which is really impressive. And he's the type of guy that can help that Edmonton's locker room right now. He brings that energy, that passion, that leadership that they were probably missing there, and that. Obviously devastating loss for those guys, but I can see Harris kind of pushing that team. That's the type of guy you want building your culture, guy that understands it. He's won before. He's been in the league for 20 years. But I'm pulling for him right now, man. I truly believe I need Corey Perry to lift that Stanley Cup because beating him when we were Tampa, when he was Montreal, and then watching him lose with us. I mean, I beat him twice, Dallas and Montreal, and then he came to Tampa and lost.
Jeez.
And then it's just a devastating. So I need that guy to retire a happy man.
How many
he
beers?
needs one more.
How many beers Perry be able to house? You think? You think he's been waiting for that glorious Lord Stanley chug? Maybe he takes down all 7.
He could.
Maybe he fills that thing to the brim and takes it down to down the hatch.
He's for sure taking home a case or maybe more. And you can funnel in a couple shots, maybe some champagne too. So
you guys putting shots in the top of Stanley and Lord Stanley?
No, but I'm just saying you might mix in a shot here and there and then drink out of it. But yeah, we've mixed a lot of vodka in there and a lot of champagne. So you got to do it all.
Okay, so we got like a vodka soda up there in the top of that thing?
No, just like straight vodka.
Yeah. Russians. A lot of Russians.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about the culture, the Russian culture, maybe, with the vodka straight to the head for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And, oh, yeah, we won the Stanley Cup. Take it out of Lord Stanley's top. Go ahead.
To add on to that, I saw an insane Corey Perry graphic on the internet. Oh, there it is. Yeah, right there. Since 2000, 230 playoff games.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Is that the Pittsburgh Penguins?
That's a crazy stat. I mean, guy.
Get the guy a cup.
Get the guy a cup. That's for sure. And he's performing at the best I've ever seen him at 40, and he just needs it. He's playing great hockey, and I just need to see that guy. And I just want to go to his cup party. I want to drag his coattails.
Yeah, nice little public call for him. I hope he wins.
Yeah.
I also hope some other guys win. I hope everybody wins. I'm on your side. I'm on TV now. Thanks for coming through Monday Night Raw on Monday. That was good to see you.
Oh, hey, thanks for having me, Pat. That was unbelievable. My son was having so much fun that night. It was a blast, man. It's so entertaining. I think it's the best sporting event we got going on right now.
How old's the boy?
16.
He's a big lad.
So Little Rig's a big rig.
Yeah, Little Rig is becoming a big rig, I believe. I don't know how long he's been there. He was a large lad handshake, too. We're talking mitts in this entire thing. It's insane, isn't it? Tom Segura, who at one point in his life, like 5 or 6 years ago, buried wrestling as a whole. Had never been to a wrestling event, buried wrestling as a whole. I can't get into it. On Monday was his first time at a wrestling event. I got a text from him afterwards. I was like, that was the most insane thing I've ever been a part of. He was like, I had so much fun or whatever. You go to one of these things, it is madness. Absolute madness. A madhouse.
It's madness.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's madness.
Yeah.
I know. Tom was telling me the story because I was sitting right next to him. He's like, I think WWE hates me. But he's like, I love it right now.
I think he had a good time. I think he did great out there. Bert, obviously, has been a couple times. He chokeslammed somebody the last time he won. Waka Flocka Flame.
Sure. That was awesome.
Was there. That was insane. It was a cool night in Tampa. And you've been great on our show. We appreciate the hell out of you, Patty.
Hey, thanks. You've been great to me. So thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I got to come in the studio.
Yeah, you backed out on us because you got a newborn. So
yeah, grow up.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I got to grow up. I'll go tell my wife.
Patty Maroon.